Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Yes.
What's up, Noiting Andy fans, and welcome back to the long-anticipated return of Between Two Tâys. Sam and I are happy to be back with you guys. For those of you that haven't seen this interview series, this is a series where we find expert English-speaking Vietnamese, like Miss Vicky here that we have with us today, and we try to find all the tips, tricks, and useful study methods that you can use to put you on the fast track to fluency.
Exactly. That was a pretty good memory, actually, Nathan.
It's close.
So, how are you today, Vicky?
Yeah, it's good. Yes. Hello, everybody.
So, tell them a little bit about yourself and what you have going on right now.
So, talk about myself. My full name is Tham, and everybody calls me Vicky. As you
Okay.
said. Yes. And now I'm a teacher. I have been studying English for centuries, and I have
Centuries.
and I have been teaching English for 3 years.
Teaching for 3 years?
Yes, now I'm English teacher.
So she's being very humble. She has a pretty popular Facebook page. Maybe you've seen some of her videos. VickyEnglish.com,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Or is it .vn?
Via.
VickyEnglish.vn. So you can
Yes,
check out her
correct.
website. She's
Yes.
got lots of great classes on there, fun videos with testimonies from her students about how well they've learned with her. And she does a lot of stuff on Facebook, some really good live stream lessons, everything from pronunciation to grammar to news. Tell us about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now talk about the beginners is a long story. So because how can I say that? What English is my passion, and I really enjoy learning English by listening to news. That's the reason why I make the Vietnamese news for Vietnamese students. Yes, that's the reason why I do that one. So the Vietnamese student, they can listen to the Vietnamese news in English. That's a way for them to practice their English.
Okay, so you're taking current events, current news stories that are popular in Vietnam,
Yes, that's right.
and then you're speaking about them in English.
In English, that's right.
Okay, great, great.
Okay.
So are you putting like a link to the original story as well, kind of a thing, so they can compare?
Yes, that's right.
Awesome, that's a great idea.
Where do you find the news from?
That is my team, my marketing team. They help me to do that one.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they pick out the
Okay.
cool news for
That's
you.
right. That's right.
So what's an example of one of the pieces of news that you talked about?
Okay. There's a piece of news that I talk about is this day we have the face with landwear. Do you know that one?
Face? No,
You
I don't
have
know
no
this
idea
one.
about that one because the
See, we don't know
Vietnamese
anything.
news. Yes,
Maybe I
because-
need to start watching Vicky
yes.
News so I can learn a bit
That's the
more
reason
about
why I want to make the
news in Vietnam.
Yes, that's the reason why I want to make the news in Vietnamese. No, I mean the Vietnamese news because Vietnamese students, they really enjoy Vietnamese news. And yes, if I talk about the English news or the foreign news, maybe it's quite, they don't feel that familiar with that. So
Yeah.
it's better for them to listen to Vietnamese news.
I hear a lot of Vietnamese, they try to watch some TED Talks or because they think it's a good way to learn English.
yeah.
But it's like impossible for them to understand.
Yes.
And it's
For example, I talk
sometimes
about
it's not
landwear. You don't know about that one, so you don't get interested in that one. But
Yeah.
my students, they really like that game show, so maybe they get interested in my news. Yeah. That's the
Good.
reason why.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So why do you think that method is effective? Or I guess that, it's not really a
Yeah.
method, theory is effective.
Because I myself did apply that learning method. Yeah. Okay. Before I used to improve my English by listening to the news. Yes.
Okay.
So now I have a very something fun for you guys. This is one kind of special the news. Yes. And with this book, I try to practice my English. Yes, pronunciation, listening, and vocabulary. With the news, I can say that their relationship between listening, speaking, and vocabulary.
Okay.
Yes. When you listen to the news, you have a lot of new vocabulary. You try to learn that one, and you try to use that one in the conversation. Yes.
Okay.
There's a relationship between listening, vocabulary, and speaking.
I think that's important. I try to, when we teach students vocabulary, we don't just want to give them a word. Too many times students, they just learn words.
Yeah.
And any language, especially in English, if you don't know the context of how to use the word,
Yes.
knowing the definition doesn't do you any good, right? I had a student,
Yeah.
you know, for
I
example,
know
you
what
could,
mean.
a word like to offer and to distribute. In certain cases, those have similar meanings,
Yeah.
but you can't switch them in the sentences. It doesn't make any sense,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, that's a great point there. When they can see it in a sense, they can hear it. They can not only learn the definition, but learn how to properly use it in context, which is very important.
And you can talk about it with your friends because it's the
Sure.
news, right?
Right.
So you can use it to practice.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
How long have you been had the name Vicky? When did you choose Vicky? And how? It's my aunt's name actually. A little shout out to Vicky if you're watching. But
How can I say that one? Yeah, maybe you know that Vicky stands for Victoria, right?
Victoria.
Yes,
Short
and I
form,
think that
yeah.
one. Yes, and I think that one is very cool. So that's the reason why I get that one for my name.
so you're a cool Victorian. Alright.
Yeah.
It's very.
How old were you when you chose your English name?
I cannot remember. Maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Yes,
Okay,
4 or
so
5
just
years
recent.
ago. Yes.
So being a teacher, you have a unique perspective because you not only have you learned English, but you're teaching English. So
Yeah.
you know what works for you, and you've taught a lot of students. You can still stay relatable to their experiences. Now, what do you think is the thing that Vietnamese students struggle with the most?
It's a big question.
Yeah.
Think about that one. So yes, okay.
Or
The
commonly,
big
you can give a couple.
Yes.
You don't have to narrow. You don't have to pick one. You can pick a couple.
Okay, let's see. The big problem of Vietnamese students now, I think, in my day, I think the learning material.
Back in the day, back in your day.
Oh,
Back
yeah.
like 3 or
I'm
4 years
30,
ago.
I'm 30 now. So in my day, the learning material was so deserted.
Yeah.
Yes. We don't have anything to learn. Yes. We have to learn with this book like this one.
So this
Yes.
is from
But
when you
now-
were young?
Yeah, that's right. You can look at the highlight. Yes, you can look at the highlight. Before, I don't know this word.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I love highlight. Yes. Okay, so but now it's a entirely different story these days because we have a bunch of learning materials like book or videos from between two days, right?
That's right.
Or a lot of sources, but you don't know how to utilize it effectively. I think that is the problem.
Do you think that it's because there's too much and
Yeah,
people
they
don't know
very
what to
confused
choose?
about that one. So that's right. Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit. You said, there's a bunch of materials out there,
Yeah.
and I think we'd probably all agree it's what specifically you study isn't quite as important as you mentioned. They don't know how to use it. So what recommendations would you have to students who want to use video
Yeah.
to learn?
Yeah.
For example, anointing Andy video, or even just any video that's something that they're interested in from YouTube.
Yes, that's right.
How can they use those to learn? Do they just turn it on and watch all the way through and now I know English, or what would you recommend?
Okay, so now, of course, with the beginners, it's better for you to listen to or to watch the cartoon podcast. The cartoon, yes, it's much better for you. Yes, because of the speed and the easy vocabulary.
Okay.
Yes, but with the adult like us, so I think if you, how can I say that one? You focus on your field, your major.
Okay.
Yes, that's right. No need to learn a lot, but you focus on your major and you try your best to learn all the vocabulary that related to your major, and you build your vocabulary into
Upwards and
Yes.
then outwards.
Yes.
Yeah, I've spoken about this with many people, and actually I find the people that study English in university aren't as good as the people that study accounting in English
Okay.
at university because they just focus on one area
Yes, that's right.
instead of trying to learn
That's
everything.
right. That's right. That's right.
Because when you try to learn everything, you get nothing.
Yeah.
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 Sure. Speak a little bit more on specifically when I'm watching a video. What should I be doing if I want to learn English? So I've focused down. I'm going to study in my major, in my field, right?
Yeah.
Now I turn on the YouTube video. Okay, what should I be doing while I'm watching the video? Do you have any specific help for that, or any suggestions? For example, do you recommend subtitles or no subtitles?
I have no.
No advice on that. Okay, so you say more general, broad of focus in on your category of what of the fields that you want to study. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Good. So,
And so what do you like? What do you focus on when you're teaching? What do you focus on in the class or with your students?
Yeah,
I
if we
actually-
join a Vicky English class, what are Sam and I going to learn?
Oh my gosh. So now I'm teaching pronunciation and communication. No more writing, no more reading. Yes. Okay. Yeah. We
Why
focus
did,
on
you, why,
two
did, why
skills.
did you stop teaching writing and reading?
Oh my gosh, writing and reading is very important. Yes, I also agree with that one. But because Vietnamese students, they better speaking and communication, so that's the reason why I want to try my best to have them.
That's what's more
Yes.
important, right?
Yes, that's right. Okay.
So why do you think, compared to writing and reading, why are they not so good at
Actually,
speaking?
actually, it depends. But I think because how can I say that? What? When you are high school, you spend a lot of the time learning, writing, and reading. So I think you're good at writing and reading maybe.
So time
But you
works.
have no time for practicing speaking and pronunciation.
Yeah. So
Yes.
basically, time works, right?
Yeah.
Like they are quite good at writing and reading.
Yeah, that's right. That's
So
right.
if you do put in the time,
Yep.
it does work.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Reading gives you the implicit knowledge of speaking, but if you don't actually go out and speak, you can hear it in your head, but it
Yep.
doesn't come out your mouth.
Yep.
You
That's
haven't
right.
worked those
Yes,
muscles and,
that's
and
right.
stuff, so yeah.
Yes, I can see a lot of my students. They have a lot of vocabulary. Yes, but actually they cannot speak it out. Oh, that's their problem.
So what? How about when you were learning English? Like, what were you like as a student when you were in, let's say, like high school, or what were you like with your English?
So I don't get your idea.
So when you were younger,
Yep.
how was your English in high school?
Oh yes, yeah, yes. And when I was young, how can I say that? I was good at speaking, writing and reading.
Yeah.
But I'm bad at speaking. I don't know anything about pronunciation. I have no idea about that one. Yes.
Okay.
And when I come to Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City, so I see a lot of foreign centers, and I myself went there for practicing my speaking.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you went and studied at English Center.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, my father, yes, my parents aren't rich, but they have enough money for me to go to the foreign center.
Great. Okay. What would you say? 'Cause this is the question. This is probably the number one question we get asked.
Oh,
How? Do you,
is it a hard one?
No. It's, well, yeah,
just
it is.
kidding. Just kidding.
How can students find foreigners to speak with?
Sorry.
How can students find foreigners to speak with? How do students
Yes.
find native English speakers to talk with?
Uh,
Because I mean, there's the ways everybody knows. Yeah, you can go pay and go to a class. But besides paying for a class,
yeah.
What can they do?
I'm thinking. Yes. Because you just go. Maybe you go to the park, or go to the English speaking club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that one. Clubs, just lots of clubs in the
Yeah,
cities,
yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
I know we said it 1,000 times, but use the clubs. They're either free or maybe you have to buy a coffee. And there's tons of them in the city. I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah.
What else can I ask?
So, what was the hardest part for you
Yeah.
in learning English?
In learning English.
What was the hardest thing? Was it early on? Was it really hard, or was it easy early on and then got hard at a certain point, or was there a specific thing that you struggled with?
Yeah. I think at the first time when I practice English, I have a difficulty that because I have no target for myself, so I'm so lazy and I don't know what to do with that one. Yes, because I don't have a clear target for myself. But after 1 or 2 years, I think that yes, I need a target for myself. So I push myself to be hardworking and to reach my
So
target.
your struggle wasn't necessarily with English; it was with your planning and your goal setting.
That's right.
So what target did you give yourself?
No, it depends on you. For example, you want to go overseas or you want to study abroad. So it depends. But for example, you can ask yourself that whether 1 or 2 years after that. So should you can you improve your English? Can you speak English fluently with the foreigners? You ask yourself about your target. Yeah.
Because I think, one of the things is that I think they've been learning English so long, and they haven't really achieved much, and so a lot of Vietnamese people, I think they're scared to keep trying because they don't know where they will get to or if they will go anywhere. So with some of your students, what have you noticed with your harder working students? How long has it taken them to improve to where they want to go?
I think maybe 1 year to 2 years. I think so.
1 to 2 years. Okay.
Yes.
So if you were gonna say, if someone came to you and they said, Vicky, I'll work as hard as you want me to. I'll do everything you tell me, and I'll work really hard. I really want to be good at English, and they do everything.
Yep.
How long do you think it will take them to be?
So maybe 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
So I myself,
not
I
too
never
bad, guys.
guarantee with anyone.
Yes, and you shouldn't.
Yes, yeah, that's right.
They
You
need
have
to-
to guarantee with yourself.
Exactly.
Yes, not me.
And that's very true. And
Teachers can help you, give you the tools to get to your goal, but at the end of the day, it has to be you. You have to put in the work.
That's right.
There's no one that can give you
That's
English.
but so you think that if someone really works hard for 6 to 8 months,
Yes.
they will see
They
a
can
really
speak
big
English.
improvement?
Yes, they can speak English fluently. Yes.
Yeah, and I agree. I think
6 month challenge. Take a video of yourself now.
6 month
Work
challenge.
every day for an hour on English, and then send us a new video. We'll put a montage together for you and show you how much you've improved.
Yeah. Okay, that's really interesting. That's good.
What is, do you have any specific advice or techniques you like to use or give to your students?
I think I just said that one. I just say that one.
So make a goal, yeah. I think that's huge, and no one's really ever mentioned that before. But yeah, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a vision in mind of where you want to go, it's like Sam
Yes.
said, it's a monotonous 10 years of studying, and then you're like, I've studied for 10 years, and I'm like, nothing's happened. Like, why am I still doing this? So,
And even if you did get really good, you don't really know because you're not comparing it
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
anything.
so what do you do for your students to help them set their goals? Do you make your students sit down and write out or plan or something
No,
like that?
no more notebook in my class. No more notebook in my class. Yes.
No notebooks in
Yes.
your class.
I
Tell us
often
about
hold
that.
the games. I often hold the games for my students so that through the games they can practice their speaking and their
Okay.
pronunciation.
Okay, so you keep it
Yes.
pretty fun in class.
That's right.
But no notebooks. I'm not
Yes,
talking
but
about
just a little,
textbooks. I'm
just-
not talking about textbooks, like notebooks.
Yes, but, just a little.
Okay.
Yes,
All
just a
right.
little.
So you're forcing them to really be
So
more
when you join my
tactile
class,
learners.
it's like you join a game show. I mean, yeah.
Okay, that sounds fun.
Yes.
I kind of
But
want to go
it's
study
hard.
with her now.
But it's hard for the teacher.
Yeah, it is. It is really hard for a teacher to make things exciting and,
That's
and
right,
keep
that's
going.
right.
Especially when the students are shy and they
Yes, that is
and they
my
don't
challenge.
want to talk.
Yes.
Like my dream is I go in and I'm like, hey guys, let's talk about music, and they're all like, yeah, blah blah blah, I love music, blah, blah, and they just talk. But it's like, hey guys, let's talk about music, and they go.
Yes.
And then, so yeah, it's really difficult to design the way to trick them into
Yeah.
speaking. So, yeah.
So for those of you that are watching out there going, my class is boring, maybe it's not your teacher's fault, okay?
Sometimes it's our fault.
Sometimes it's our fault. I'm not saying that, but you know, a lot of times if you can speak up a little bit, if the less shy you are, the more fun you're gonna have, the more you're gonna learn, and the easier it is for the teacher to interact with you and talk with you more. So
Yep.
if you catch yourself and you're being kind of shy, or if you're thinking of answers in your head, raise your hand or shout it out. All right, don't be embarrassed.
That's right.
All right, one last question before we get to the fast four.
Yep.
Do you have a favorite quote about English or about learning in general? Or like a words of wisdom kind of a thing?
No, this is just the slogan of my company. So
Okay.
do small thing with a great love.
Do small things with great love. What does that mean? Tell us about a little bit about what that means.
So if you want to do something, first of all, just love it, live with that, yes, and then you're gonna get that.
All right.
Yeah.
So a big love, even for small things.
Yes.
And this, and what is this?
And this is a heart. Oh my gosh.
This is what?
It's a heart.
Yes, this is a heart. See?
That's a heart.
Like in
That's
the
right.
angle from
That's
the
right.
front. It's supposed to look like a heart.
You should, yeah.
That looks nothing like a heart.
It's a heart.
I thought you guys. I've been seeing. I thought you guys were going money.
No,
like,
no, no, no,
yeah,
that's
money.
not the one.
They love money though. They do love money.
But all the pictures, I see all you guys on Facebook all going like this, and I'm like, oh, they're like, yeah, we getting paid, but they're doing hearts. That's
Yeah.
what that is.
Yes, that's right.
This is. See, I thought this was like, give me my money, baby.
No, no,
yeah.
no more money.
I thought you guys were copying like the gangster rappers, but no, you're doing hearts. All right. This doesn't look like a heart, by the way. FYI.
Okay, so we haven't done this for a while, so clean out the cobwebs. We're gonna go to fast forward. So we want to try and get 4 answers from Vicky as quickly as we can about 4 different things that we noticed about English. So the first one is, what is your favorite English tool? What do you use to study English?
Sorry.
What's your favorite tool to learn English? Either for you or for you to recommend for students.
So you made the topic?
A tool, so an app or a website or a type of video, something that you think is useful.
With that one, I can suggest you a channel because my type I learning through listen to the news. So I choose some channel like BBC or VOA, yes, or CNN. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
So
better for
news.
you. Yes, news.
Awesome. Okay.
Keep up with the news.
All right. Second question in the fast 4. What is the best thing that's happened to you because of English?
Best thing.
Best thing that's happened in your life.
This is I mean that is an impressive thing, right?
No, it means like,
Best
what's the
thing.
thing that the best opportunity or the thing that's made you the most happy, the biggest achievement that you've been allowed in your life because of English?
Oh yes. Can I say that one? When I was a learner, yes, I also achieved some achievements. But I think my happiness now is I can see my students. How can I say that one? Improving their English.
Okay, so for
Yeah,
you,
that is my happiness.
the best thing is
Yeah.
that you can see your students
Yeah, that's right.
achieving the success
That's
that
right.
they want,
That's right.
and you get to make some money while you're doing it. All right.
That's cool. Yeah, I actually heard about Vicky about 6 months ago maybe, but I heard from many of her. I started to hear from a lot of her students and heard a lot of good things. So I kind of stalked her on Facebook and sent her a message, and we had a coffee about 6 months ago. So yeah, she's really impressive teacher. So I think that's really cool.
All right, number 3 in the not so fast 3.
Number 3 is, what do you think is the best place to go to practice speaking English?
The best place for you to practice speaking English maybe is English speaking club.
English club?
And there are a lot of English speaking clubs in Parliament City.
Yeah.
So
So
you
what,
can join.
why do you think a club is good?
Because there are a lot of foreigners there, so you can practice with the foreigners also.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4, the final in the fast 4. If you had to start over today, with everything you know now about
Yeah.
how you learn English,
Yeah.
what would you do differently from day 1?
What do I use differently? Yes. I think.
That's okay. Just think about it.
Nothing, no regrets.
You can imagine maybe you're like 10 years old again and you're just starting.
Yeah.
Anything particular you've learned that would be helpful to know back then?
Yes. Okay, so I will spend more time for learning reading, writing.
Okay.
So spending more time studying, basically.
Yeah.
Good,
Yeah.
good.
More
You
time.
get out what you put in, kids.
Yeah. 6 to
right.
8 months, remember, if you do it really fast.
right.
How long did it take you?
I know. I said that I have learned. I have been learning English for centuries.
Centuries? Maybe a decade, right? But, yeah. Okay.
Well, Vicky, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Is there any parting words you'd like to leave for our audience?
Okay, so I hope that you can try your best to learn English as soon as possible.
All right. Any questions for me and Sam?
Maybe no.
Maybe not yet.
All right. And then lastly, your website is vickyenglish.vn.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
can find her on Facebook,
Yes, that's right.
Vicky English.
Yes.
Do you have any other social media or
No.
Instagram,
Instagram?
Snapchat.
You want to throw your phone number out there?
Oh, gosh.
All right. Okay, guys, that's it for us. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Tune in again next week. We're gonna have another episode coming here. We got about 6 or 7 more episodes coming.
Yeah.
So for those of you that have been asking, we're back. We're back for the foreseeable future. So
we're gonna go get changed for ready for next episode.
All right, guys, that's it for us. Until next time.
Noiting Andy.